stay with us. Before that, we are from first group and we will introduce ourselves.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Halo, my name is Anggi Sasmita.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Ayu Agustiyani Pulungan.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello, my name is Rizka Mahroja.
My name is Puji Irawani, and this video we will explain to you about language, linguistic knowledge, and phonetic with our version and different explanation. Okay, enjoy this video.
Okay guys, I want to tell about presentation is of linguistic. Linguistic is concerned with the nature of language and communication. It deals both with the study of particular language and the search for general properties common to all languages or large group of languages. Majoring in linguistics, that you will learn about each aspect of human language, including sounds, phonetic, phonology, words, morphology, sentence, syntax, and meaning. The type of linguistics: number 1, phonetic, the study of the speech sound in their physical aspect. Number 2, phonology, the study of the speech sound in their cognitive aspect. Number 3, morphology, the study of the formation of the sound. Number 5, syntax, the study of the formation and sentence. Number 5, semantic, the study of the meanings. And the number 6, parametric, in the study. Thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Language is a structured system of communication used by humans. Language consists of spoken sound in spoken language or written element in written language. Additionally, a language might consist of other symbolic elements like hand gesture in sign language. The scientific study of language is called linguistic. Linguistic is the systematic study of structure and evaluation of human language. Linguistic knowledge constitutes 3 sub-knowledge. The first, knowledge of sounds; second, knowledge of words; and the third, knowledge of sentences. Knowledge of sounds. Knowledge of sounds is part of knowing a language, means knowing what sounds are in that language and what sounds are not. The second, knowledge of words. When you know a language, you know word in that language. Certain sequence of sounds signify certain concept of meaning. To know a language, we must know word of the language. The third, knowledge of sentences and non-sentences. Our knowledge of language not only allows us to produce and understand an infinite number of well-formed sentences. Phonetic is the study of human sounds, and phonology is the classification of the sounds within the system of particular language.
Linguistic knowledge that allows a person to match sound and meanings. Linguistic knowledge constitutes 3 sub-knowledge, which include knowledge of sound system, knowledge of words, and knowledge of sentence and non-sentence. Let us talk about the knowledge of sound. Knowledge of sound. Part of knowing a language means knowing what sounds are in that language and what sounds are not. This means that you might not be able to make use of certain sound which is not part of the sound of your own language. Just pronouncing foreign word might become difficult and might lead to mispronunciation, as you tend to substitute the unknown sound with a sound similar to your language sound. For example, in French, this and that with a sound like this and that. Why is this so? It is because there is no sound for th and in French language system, and that nearest sound that they have to substitute for this is the sound of that. To the next aspect of linguistic knowledge, which is the knowledge of word. Knowledge of word. Certain sequence of sounds signifies certain concept of meaning, and that pertains to our knowledge of word. When you know a language, you know a word in that language, that is, you know which sequence of sounds relate to specific meaning and which do not. Example, toy and boy. Toy pertains to a plaything, while boy is a term used to denote a male child. Knowledge of sentence and non-sentence. Our knowledge of language not only allows us to produce and understand an infinite number of well-formed sentences, it also permits us to distinguish well-formed from ill-formed sentences. Linguistic creativity. Knowing a language means being able to produce and understand new sentences never spoken before. There may be infinite number of grammatical rules, but we are capable of producing infinite number of new sentences. Linguistic knowledge and performance. Our linguistic knowledge, our competence, is our knowledge of word and grammar, which permits us to form longer sentences by joining sentence and phrases together or adding modifiers to a noun. Linguistic performance pertains to our actual speech, production, and comprehension. Let's continue with our next material, namely phonetic. Phonetic, the study of speech sounds to describe all of the sounds used in all languages of the world. Identity of speech sounds, knowledge of a language determined when we use physically different sounds to be the same with aspects of pronunciation or linguistically important and which are not. Phonetic thought, raise our jaw and we pull sentence. It also permits us to distinguish well-formed from ill-formed sentences. Linguistic creativity. Knowing a language means being able to produce and understand new sentences never spoken before. There may be infinite number of grammatical rules, but we are capable of producing infinite number of new sentences. Linguistic knowledge and performance. Our linguistic knowledge, our competence, is our knowledge of word and grammar, which permits us to form longer sentences by joining sentence and phrases together or adding modifiers to a noun. Linguistic performance pertains to our actual speech, production, and comprehension. Let's continue with our next material, namely phonetic. Phonetic, the study of speech sounds to describe all of the sounds used in all languages of the world. Identity of speech sounds, knowledge of a language determined when we use physically different sounds to be the same with aspects of pronunciation or linguistically important and which are not. Phonetic thought, raise our jaw and we pull our mouth back. The two dots tell us it's a long sound, like this. E. C. Next, moving the right, we keep our jaw raised but we move our mouth forward slightly, like this. I. Sit. Next, moving our mouth forward again, we come to us in put. Next, moving to the end of the row, we have another long sound, like this. Ooh. You. Next, we start on the left by lowering our jaw slightly and again pulling our mouth back like this. And next, keeping our jaw in the middle position. The. Next, long one with two dots and we move our mouth forward again a little bit. Sir. And as we move forward again, keeping our jaw in the same position. Door. And in the bottom rule, we pull our mouth back again by the style lower jaw. Cat. Next, keeping our jaw lower and moving our mouth forward. Up. And then moving forward again, we have R. Border. And the last, we move our mouth forward again, like this. Hot.
Language is a communication tool used by everyone in their daily life as a means to convey information and arguments to others. In this case, the language cannot be separated from culture because language represents its nation and has close relation to the attitude or behavior of groups of speakers of the language. Linguistic knowledge, the first knowledge of the sound system. Part of knowing a language means knowing what sounds are in that language and what sounds are not. For example, in phrase this and that will sound like that and that. The second knowledge of words. Certain sequence of sounds signify certain concept of meaning. To know a language, we must count words of that language. The relationship between speech sound and meanings, the origin is arbitrary. For example, food Japanese is represented by the words sokumatsu and seun in Korean, yeda in Russia, comida in Spanish. The third, the creativity of linguistic knowledge. People do not speak using isolated words, knowledge of how to combine words to form phrases and sentences. The fourth, knowledge of sentences and non-sentences. Our knowledge of language not only allows us to produce and understand an infinite number of well-formed sentences. It also permits us to distinguish well-formed from ill-formed sentences. For example, I expect them to arrive a week from next Thursday. Well-formed sentence. I expect a week from next Thursday to arrive them. Ill-formed sentence. The fourth, linguistic knowledge and performance. Our linguistic knowledge or competence is our knowledge of words and grammar which permits us to form longer sentences by joining sentences and phrases together or adding modifiers to a noun. Our linguistic performance pertains to our actual speech, fruition, and comprehension. Phonology is the study of the sound of speech. It includes understanding how sounds are made using the mouth, nose, teeth, and tongue, and also understanding how the ear hears the sound and can tell them apart.